Good morning, Howard.
Good morning. You guys feel so good. I'm sure you think the Cowboys have a chance to do something this year, which obviously is never going to happen in the current state of the Cowboys. But yeah, it's a good morning for me, and I'm sure it's a good morning for you guys.
Is this the high point of the season when it looks like the NFC East is done? The Cowboys just lost to Jacksonville, even though you have a banged-up quarterback. Is this the high point of the season where you have basically a throwaway game on Saturday? It was supposed to be the game of the year.
Well, I don't know if it was the game of the year, only because you guys think the Cowboys are important and relevant. It was a big game for Fox. It was a big game for people on Christmas Eve because it was the late afternoon game. It's just the Cowboys, and they're just another team that the Eagles are just going to go through by the end of the season. I don't think Jalen Hurts is going to play on Saturday, but I still think it's going to be a hell of a game. And, every once in a while, you got to make Jerry Jones feel good because last week was not a good week. He ridiculously thinks that Dak Prescott had a good game. Another 2 interceptions. The guy is like a turnover machine. And it's just so pathetic. And, hey, that other team wasn't chopped liver, I heard Jerry. It got me hungry thinking about chopped liver.
Ew.
Come on, Jerry. You give me a break. You're not supposed to lose to Jacksonville. But it's, the Eagles are going to win the division. In the playoffs, if they play the Cowboys, they will beat the Cowboys. I mean, it's a big game, but it's too bad that Jalen Hurts isn't going to play. But that's okay. Every once in a while, you got to throw the Cowboys a bone.
Howard, Howard, what's really going on with Hurts? Are you all playing possum over there with your head coach, all raccoon eyes, saying, "Oh, he's Wolverine. He heals better than anyone in the history of life. He could play. He's not going to play." But how hurt is he? How long is he going to be out?
You know what? It's kind of interesting. My perception after the game. I mean, I saw the play, and I was standing there, and I saw the play, and man, that guy dead weighted him. Now, if that's behind the line of scrimmage, it would be a penalty. But when a quarterback runs, he's just another player. He just piled on him. But he still played, still threw 2 really good deep balls after that. After the game, he didn't appear to be in any discomfort. So I could not tell. I knew it would have been sore. I don't think he's going to play on Saturday. I mean, I think there's almost no chance that he plays on Saturday. But he wants to play. That doesn't mean he's going to play. He's not hurt that bad. The original reports, these idiots on social media, it's not social and it's not media, telling people, oh, he's got a broken collarbone. How the hell did he throw 2 deep passes with a broken collarbone? What idiots. It's like the people that are Cowboys fans. What idiots.
Stop it.
The hope that he's done, and then the Cowboys might have a chance. They don't have a chance anyway. But I think he could play the following week against New Orleans. I mean, it's just kind of if this game was a really big game, I think he would play. But the way things stand now with the 3-game lead in the division, it's not as big a game as it could have been. So he's going to be ready to play in the playoffs. How long they keep him out is probably a doctor's call, but he's not hurt really bad. It's a sprained shoulder, which is the joint, but he could, if he had to play, I think he could play. If he had to play, but it's only the Cowboys. Come on, it's only the Cowboys.
The Cowboys almost beat y'all in Philly with Cooper Rush. You forget that?
Horseshoes? You're playing horseshoes? You're playing football. Almost. It was close. Oh, it was close. Great. We're not playing horseshoes. I don't care what happened. I always thought that the Eagles and the Cowboys would split during the season. I always thought that the Eagles would win the division and it wouldn't be the Cowboys. I always thought that the Cowboys are overrated. ESPN, a bunch of idiots, the way analytics say they have the best chance to get to the Super Bowl. Are you kidding me? With that team, with that turnover machine, with that joke of an owner, I mean, give me a break.
Have you heard how much Stephen A. and them have been talking about our show, playing our clips, and talking about the Shan and RJ program? Have you been hearing all those clips?
No, I mean that must be real. You guys must really feel good.
Yeah,
two bozos thinking you guys are.
Yeah, and he's one of your own. Is Stephen A. one of your own over there from Philadelphia?
You know what?
And why do you guys get so worked up over these FPIs? Like, you guys have such little brother syndrome. You guys sent Jacksonville lunch or, Cheese Whiz sandwiches because they beat the Cowboys. Like, when can you act above it like you actually belong? You always got this jersey to New York or Houston or Dallas little brother syndrome, this chip on y'all's shoulders. Why can't you just own the year and be happy about it?
Wait a minute. I mean, cheesesteaks around Christmas. What a nice touch for the former Eagles coach to send cheesesteaks. It's Christmas. Aren't you guys in the spirit? I mean, the Eagles are in the spirit. They're going to let you play against the Eagles without Jalen Hurts, without a quarterback that is clearly better than that overrated guy that you have behind center. So, I mean, it was just in the spirit of the season. Ho, 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 Merry Christmas. Come on.
Howard Eskin join us here, 105 through the Fan. All right, without Hurts, where do they rank? Yes. Where do the Eagles rank in your, like, if you do power rankings, where would you rank the Eagles without Hurts?
Yeah, but that's, I'm not going to rank them without Jalen Hurts because Jalen Hurts is going to be back. So probably not this week, but he's going to be back. Gardner Minshew is a good backup quarterback. But I'm going to tell you what, this game's going to be closer than it probably should be. When it was 6 points, I would have taken the 6 points all day long because I think it's going to be a close game. I do. I really do. I'm not just busting your guys' chops because the Cowboys always find a way to make it close when it shouldn't be close. Dak Prescott always finds a way to throw interceptions, at least one. From your star quarterback, overpaid and overrated. So I think it's going to be a close game, but I don't know where they rank because you can't rank them because it doesn't make any sense because he's not going to be the quarterback when it counts for the playoffs.
But Howard, answer this, though, and you respect Vegas, I would hope. Before the Hurts news came out, and I was surprised by this myself, the Cowboys were favored by 1.5. How do you explain that? After what just happened in Jacksonville in the seasons, doesn't that worry you a little bit that the Sharks, the real experts, still had the Cowboys favored by 1.5 for Saturday before the Hurts news?
Well, yeah, but it's not done by human beings anymore. The point spreads are generated by computers. And
who are right.
The reason,
yeah. Who are correct.
I thought the Cowboys, I said last week before the line came, before the games last week, the Cowboys would be favored against the Eagles. It's the third straight road game for the Eagles. That is unfair. It doesn't happen that much, but it happens to teams. Yeah, well, a third straight road game is not good for a team. So I thought, and normally teams in the division, if they're good teams, and the Cowboys are a good team, they're not anything better than that, they normally split. So I always thought that's a cheap line considering the Cowboys are playing at home against the Eagles in the third straight road game. That was a cheap line anyway. So that's why I think the Cowboys were favored. 1.5 is nothing. If they were good, if the Cowboys were good, they'd be at least a 3-point favorite. But we know that's not the case. I want to see all those shots when the game's close of Jerry in the box. Oh my gosh, it's so special. It's so special seeing Jerry in the box. Oh my
gosh. Now with Gardner, we'll be close.
I think I for some crazy reason, because the Cowboys always find a way to play down to the opposition in a big game, I think it's going to be close. I do. And even with Gardner Minshew, who's obviously not close to who Jalen Hurts is. But that's all right. It's the season. We're just throw Dallas a bone, make them feel good about themselves.
Howard, what makes you think that what's happening with Hurts isn't a one-year MVP wonder like Wentz before you guys ran him out of town and ruined his career mentally? What makes you think this isn't a one-year blip?
I see a different mentality for the player. I like Carson Wentz, and I was wrong. I thought he was going to be a really good quarterback. He was. That Super Bowl year, he was the MVP, even though he missed the last 3 games. He was the MVP, but he just got injuries. He got, it was a head case, and I don't know why that all happened, but I don't think Jalen Hurts is the same mentality and the same guy. Honestly, he's improved a lot more than I thought he could improve this year, but he really has improved. He's done a lot of good things from the pocket. He hasn't turned the ball over. He had 2 last week, but one of them was on the receiver who cut off his route. But still, he hasn't turned the ball over, unlike the quarterback you guys have, who just loves to give it away. He's in the spirit all season. What's he have, 9 interceptions in the last 10 games?
Now you know that last interception against Jacksonville was not his fault.
Okay, here's what I want to tell you, geniuses. All right, and watch the replay of this thing again. And how does he throw? It looks like he throws it off the side of his.
It was in his chest, Howard. It was in the receiver's chest.
It was low. The way he threw the ball was like a shot put. It was so unfundamentally sound the way he threw the ball in a big play. It wasn't in his chest. It was low. It was a 4-yard pass that was low, and the receiver screwed it up. But
break down the blame. Break down the blame. How much percentage on deck?
I don't like the way he threw the ball. He's got to share at least half the blame because the ball's got to be in his chest. The receiver shouldn't have to go down for the ball 4 yards away. Come on. And the way he threw it, I mean, watch the replay. It's a weird way he threw the ball. Come on, Dad. You got to be careful. First of all, the Cowboys shouldn't even been in that game. Once they're up, that game should have been over. But that's just the way they are. It's just I'm standing there in Chicago, freezing my ass off, and the only smile I had is just, I can't believe that Jacksonville has actually come back.
All right. Give me this. Howard Eskin from Philthy here on 105.3 The Fan. Power rank your top 3 teams in the NFC and who, seriously, could be the biggest thorn in the Eagles' side in the playoffs. Like, who's the biggest matchup problem for Philly once the playoffs start?
Well, the play here, and I'm going to pass along a little insight from your next head coach, Sean Payton, who I texted with this week.
Whoa!
Did you really?
Awful. Yeah, just to say Merry Christmas, and he volunteered. He said, "Here are the 4 teams: Philadelphia, San Francisco, Buffalo, Kansas City, and those are the 4 teams he gives the best chance of either getting. He didn't.
Wow, what a genius analyst! What a brilliant analyst that is.
So many limbs.
Well, yeah, but I think San Francisco is, to answer your question, only because their defense is so good. I don't worry about their offense, but yeah, they're probably the team that I think could give them the most trouble. But I just don't think the Cowboys. They always find a way to screw it up. That's why you guys have those dust rags dusting off those old trophies. I mean, it's just it's irrelevant. Cowboys are irrelevant when it comes to the Super Bowl. Make sure you can get them tickets because they're going to have to buy them.
What's the top 3 in the NFC? Give me your NFC top 3.
Philadelphia, San Francisco, and then after that, you really got to flip a coin.
Minnesota?
No, their defense is awful. They are awful. They're a fraud too. No, I can't even come up with a third team.
You could come up with a third team.
No, I couldn't, because I couldn't put the Cowboys in that mix because they're just not good enough. I think Detroit would beat the Cowboys in the playoffs. How's that? How's that grab you? Yes.
Where are you? I assume you're coming here. When are you coming here? Where can the people find you with the fumes?
I'm not telling.
Give us your location. Disclose
what
it.
Hotel?
I don't know where we're staying. We're coming on Friday, but I don't know where we're staying. I have no idea. The stench is all over the place. So whatever it is, I'm just going to make sure that I'm protected.
You can see him on the sidelines. You can hear him in Philthy. Howard Eskin on the Diamond Factory Highlight. Enjoy it while you can. Enjoy it while you can.
And I was going to say the same thing to you. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Get him out of here.
Because the new year will not be a good one for you guys.
Get him out of here. Howard Eskin right here on 105.3 The Fan.